I say, we have immune boosters. I know in this market we have something called Tahibo, and that's a tree that grows in South America. It's a big, huge flowering tree, and we use the inner bark. It's called lapachol. And the inner bark is an antifungal, antimicrobial, a blood purifier, a pain reliever. So you can use it topically. Like if you cut yourself, you put it on, the pain diminishes some. It heals really fast. And it's good for, like, if you have a staph infection, you know how nasty those things are? It's really good for stuff like that. Really hard to get at. You can take it orally. I take it orally every day. So it's a whole systemic. It works great for candida, which is really hard to get rid of. It works great if you have a cold or some sort of viral thing. It's a really powerful, again, antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, and blood coagulant, and a pain reliever. So beautiful product. It's in a tincture, very safe. There's no toxic loads that we've ever discovered, and it's I don't want to say ancient, but it's been around for hundreds of years. It's not something that hasn't been tested. So that's a great little product, and it's relatively inexpensive. So we also have, what are the other products here, sorry?
Sunbright, sounds good.
Yeah, we have Sunbright and Sun. Like the name suggests, Sunbright is a two or three things. First of all, it has a little bit of green tea in it and yerba mate, which again comes from South America. It's like caffeine, but it's not caffeine. It's called matine. It has a mild stimulant effect. It's not addictive like coffee. It also has what we call GH precursors, and these are amino acids that help youth the body. They actually feed the pituitary gland, which produces something called human growth hormone, which is what young people have a lot of, and as we age, we get less and less to where producing practically none. When we stimulate, when we feed the pituitary gland to produce its own, we actually can youth. We can slow down the aging or youth. So it's powerful. It's great also for the intercellular communication. So your cells actually have electrical or hormonal impulses that communicate all through your body. This helps not generate, but helps facilitate that communication. So your body just kind of works better. And my wife was the formulator of that product, so she'll be here later. She can address it in a lot more detail than I can. Sunset, as the name implies, is not a sedative, and it's not a sleep. It won't put you to sleep, but it's actually a stress reliever. There's valerian and hops, and it's a herbal blend that is excellent. I know I use it. I keep it in my car. If I'm driving around and I get stressed, I just take some, and within a couple minutes, I'm more relaxed. I'm still clear. I'm not going to sleep, but I'm more relaxed, less stressed, and my nervous system calms down. And I can take it at night, and it will help me relax into sleep. But it's not like a sleep thing. What other products do we have? Sorry, Vitalis C. You'll love this because it's commonly known that vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, immune booster, and just a good thing to have. Well, we've taken vitamin C, and the high quality absorbable vitamin C, not the inexpensive, junky vitamin C. Maybe I shouldn't say junky, but there's vitamin C and there's vitamin C. And we've taken the New Zealand cassis berry and a couple of other things and combined them, and pine cone extract from Japan, and we've combined them, and it's a powerful immune booster. And a nice side effect, which a lot of people reported, is that their eyesight improves. Mine has dramatically when I take this product. It also helps people with attention. Now, I don't have bad eyesight, but as I've gotten older, my eyesight has diminished. I need more light. I couldn't read things close up, and maybe some of you experienced that. I actually have seen dramatic improvements in that. And as it turns out, what happens for some of you, this may be a little bit too much information, but the clear part of the eye, because of metabolic waste in your body and life and toxins in the environment, the free radicals tend to accumulate there because there's very little circulation there. And so this powerful antioxidant starts clearing that out. So I need less light, I can see better, and I can only imagine what it's doing to the rest of my body. And what else do we have here?
Osteocare.
Okay, so OsteoProCare is our second best-selling product worldwide. It's a liquid calcium product. And why that's important, a lot of people know women need calcium, but guys, you need calcium as much as women. Because calcium is not just about bones. Bones are the storehouse of calcium, and that's great. And if you don't have enough calcium, of course, your bones are weak. You can break your bones or fall down, or, you know, calcium, osteoporosis is the condition. But even more importantly, calcium is the second most available ingredient in the body, and you need it for, guess what? Cellular function, your cell walls, cell reproduction, and a whole host of communication between the cells, brain function, immune, I mean, a whole host of things you need calcium for. And if you don't have it, of course, your body will start robbing it or borrowing it, so to speak, from your bones and your connective tissue and joints, and then you get this whole syndrome going. Why liquid calcium is so important? Because you can just take calcium carbonate. You can eat lots of that, but you can also eat rocks. And it's not saying it's the same, but the calcium, just the straight calcium kind of rocks, you won't get much benefit. Your body doesn't know how to deal with that. We have what's called calcium orotate. So we actually, the calcium to become bioavailable, available to your body to use, we use orotic acid, which acts as a carrier. So it goes right into the mitochondria of the cell, which is where you need the calcium in part. So very exciting product. It's exclusive to Life Force. It's extremely powerful. We have people 50, 60, 70 years old. They get the DEX scan, which shows, you know, how much your bones are strong. And we have my mother-in-law, who's 75, 78. She had really bad calcium count. She started using the liquid calcium, and within a couple of years, her doctor said, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because you now have the calcium profile of somebody, what, 20 years younger? This stuff really works. It works well. So she had enough free calcium and enough that it was rebuilding her bones. Powerful, powerful stuff. True Greens is what we call a salad bar in a jar. So it's a jar. It has grains, sprouted grains, has grasses like wheatgrass, barley grass. It has fruits and veggies. I mean, I could read you what's in there, and there's probably 20 or 30 ingredients. And it's extremely powerful because it has probiotics. It's one of the best green food blends I've ever seen. So if you're not a veggie person, you know, you're supposed to have 5 servings of fruits and veggies a day. If you're not doing that, this will help you fill in those nutritional gaps. And it tastes good. You can sprinkle it on your salad. You can mix it with water. I like to mix it with the other product, which is called Amino Charge, which is a high-quality protein drink. So you can mix that and the calcium and a couple things together and take it all at once. The protein is interesting because in our Western countries, New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada, we get lots of protein in the form of meat, eggs, dairy, but that protein is not necessarily bioavailable. In other words, we can put it in the body, in the gut, and it can go out the other end and we get a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you're getting at the cellular level what you need. Because 2 things. One is people's digestive tract is compromised from stress, sugar, coffee, alcohol. That just kills those bacteria, the good ones. You need to break it down. And the impacted fecal material. So that's one thing. But the other thing is the kinds of the way the protein's presented has to be bioavailable. And again, my wife could tell you a lot more than I could, but I know that getting the right kind of protein in the right way is critical. And when people start using just that protein powder, they can start to lose weight because the body will signal, yep, I'm getting what I need, you don't have to store the fat. So that in and of itself is powerful weight management, but also powerful for rebuilding the cells, proper functioning, brain function, immune function, a lot of other things. So I think those are the main products we have in this market at this time.
How long have the products been on the market?
Excellent question. 28 years in some cases. It's an old company. We only distributed through licensed healthcare practitioners, doctors, chiropractors, naturopaths, for about 15 years. We've been direct distribution from the factory to you for about 15 years. Some of the products are new. This is a newest product. But Body Balance, this product, the Sea Veggies Aloe Vera, been around a long time. And gotta think back, 30 years ago, what was the situation like out there for health products? Well, it was pretty bad. There were very few doctors who would recommend natural foods and health products. It was just almost unheard of. We have thousands, we have over 4,000 doctors, healthcare practitioners who recommend and use our products and recommend them to their clients. Now that's really, really, really rare to have that kind of backing.
Is that throughout the world, or is that mainly, where is the 4,000 that you're talking about?
Well, yeah, it is around the world. We at one point distributed to over 100 countries worldwide, and now we're in 5 or 6 plus some other markets, so maybe 7 or 8, 9 markets. 5 main markets: New Zealand, Australia, Canada, America, and Singapore. But we also distribute some to other countries on a less robust basis. Yeah, very safe products. Any other questions?
Who was the company originated from?
Yeah, San Diego, and a couple named Wayne and Jerry Hillman. They're still alive, still active. They stepped down about a year ago as the operational people in the company. They're in their 70s now. They live in the dream. Their daughter, Marjorie Lynn, is now our CEO. She's in her 40s. She'll be over here in a month or 2. You can meet her if you want. Well, she'll be in Melbourne, actually. They're very active. It's a family-owned business. They very much care about the product line, their integrity, their reputation's on the line. It's not some big corporation with, faceless people running it. It's a family-owned business. Yeah. And just in case, they have the grandchildren working in the business too, so they're already grooming that next level of management. Yeah. It's a great partnership we have with them. They very much care. They probably know half of the people in the room by name. So it's a wonderful company to work with.
And how large is the company if they know that many people?
Yeah. I don't have numbers, but we have hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. I mean, the people in this room would be the people who are building this as an income, as a business that I mentioned earlier. So, they're more active. They certainly wouldn't know every customer. That wouldn't be the case.
So you've really got customers as well as business people.
That's right. That's right. And every business person is a customer, but not every customer is a business person. We have a really good group here, particularly in New Zealand, of people who want to create an alternative income. They want to own their own business. And most people start part-time. They don't start, well, I'm just going to go in as a business. They have a job, they have a family, they have commitments, they have a life, and they'll start part-time. A lot of people will just use the products and tell 3 people and get their stuff for free. That's a great way to start. And then they might introduce a few more people, or those 3 people will tell some other people, and then they start getting checks. And then, they can take it where they want. We have lots and lots of people who make a couple $100s a month, or even a couple $100 a week. And that helps their family substantially. We have a smaller but big number of people who want to make a couple thousand a month or a week. And then we have, an even smaller but powerful group of people who want to make full-time incomes. And any of those are good. And we meet people where they want to be. Not everybody wants to have a full-time career with this. But what we're finding is younger people particularly want a full-time career, because they may go to university for a couple years or 4 years, and they get out and they have this big empty hole called the debt, and they're at the bottom of the food chain in the workforce. They've missed out 4 years. Their peers have been working 4 years, so they're starting here. And these days, I don't know exactly what it's like in this local market, but worldwide, we have a depression or a recession on. Unemployment is a real problem, especially for the younger people. And it's hard to generalize about a generation, but I find younger people are more interested in being entrepreneurs and owning their own business. They know where the action is. They want to be business. They want to own their own life. They want the freedom. And maybe some of us didn't have that option when we were younger. So we're finding that it's very exciting. I mean, I love watching 2 and 3 generations of people get involved. So people maybe our age get involved, and then their children get involved, and then the grandchildren are getting along. Even we have people, children, 10, 12, 14 years old, they can't legally have a business, nor should they, but they're doing the business. They're getting their friends' parents involved, and they're getting their teachers involved, and they're already adding up for the day that they're legally 18 so they can do it themselves. And what an exciting thing to be training the younger people in how to be self-sufficient, how to have integrity and pride in what they do, and how to have ownership of their future. I mean, I don't know what they get in school, but I doubt they get a whole lot of that. And that's not to say school's bad, it's just to say that what an exciting thing to have the next generation coming along with that kind of posture in the world. I think it's a good thing to do.
That was very good. You answered all my questions.
Anyway,
Actually,
yes.
another question.
Yeah.
With some of the products, do they accommodate for people who are gluten-free?
Excellent question. And you know what? My wife, Krista, just walked in, so I'd like to invite you, Krista, to come up and answer some of these great questions. And let me introduce Krista. She's been a professional in health and healing, and for over 40 years. She's had her own clinics, she's had her own restaurants, her own practice. She's probably forgotten more than I ever learned about health. And she is the formulator of several of these products and a worldwide recognized expert. So.
So you were asking about gluten?
Yeah, because there's more and more people becoming gluten intolerant. Or,
Absolutely.
yeah.
At least sensitivity to gluten as well.
Yeah.
So all of our products pretty much are gluten-free. This product here has barley fiber, and for 99.999% of people, it's not going to affect them because the gluten is not in the fiber. It's in the actual seed, which is not in beer. And so far, I'm actually in the process of working with some people who are severely gluten intolerant right now. So far, this has been fine, but we haven't really been on it long enough to tell. And both of these people can't go anywhere near gluten. So nothing else has anything gluten in it at all.
Yeah, as you say, it's more people maybe being sensitive to it. There's very few that are intolerant. It's just
Right, sure. And there's a spectrum of sensitivity leading up to severe allergy. So it's like, how does your immune system respond to something like that?
And a lot of younger children have got a lot more intolerance because of food that they're eating.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes.
So I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it compatible with people already taking conventional medicine, or you're under a doctor and you've got, you might be on blood pressure tablets or whatever.
That's a very good
Does it
question.
work with that?
Very important
Can
question.
you repeat?
Yeah, so the question is, when somebody's on medication and under the care of a doctor, how do these products stack up, basically? And the answer to that is, it depends what products you're looking at, because we do have a range of 12, 13, 14 products, I'm not sure exactly how many. So we do have a range of products. By and large, most of them are fine. The ones we're talking about today, which is the Body Balance, and these products here, totally fine. However, one of the things that we need to be constantly aware of is that for most people, if you want to share this with other people in your life, people who could benefit from this, we want to make that available to people who don't have a nutritional background or a naturopathic background or something like that. So anybody can do this. It has to be safe. And so we kind of err on the side of being very sensitive and always caution people, if there's any question at all, take this to your doctor and say, I want to take this, is there anything in here that's going to do me any harm? Sometimes the medical practitioner doesn't understand what's in there and they'll probably say no. But that's the risk you have to take, because we cannot, like you say, be responsible for, you know, what happens for somebody. Now, I've been working with these products for 15 years, and I've really looked for contraindications with medication, and so far I haven't found any. Doesn't mean it's not out there, but so far I haven't found any. That said, when somebody's on medication, especially when they're on a lot of medication, one of the things that they have to be aware of is if they start taking a product like Body Balance, where is it? Here. They start taking a product like this. What this is going to do is it's going to make that medication more available to their body, which means that the amount they're taking over time is going to need to be cut back. So just that awareness. And if somebody's under the care of a doctor, they'll be monitoring that. But for most purposes, it's not really an issue. You know, it's not, there's no danger taking this with any other medication. It's not really a problem.
And how long is the product, are they trialled and tested, and what's the background and when you're bringing a new product to the market?
Okay, so this program here, which is about to be released here, hasn't been released yet. We're just waiting for it. It's on the boat on its way over. We've been working with a test group in the States for 6 months. And it's a very broad spectrum of people, because we really wanted to see, no matter what your diet is, no matter what your background is, no matter what your lifestyle is, how is this going to affect you? And so we've been working, we had almost 100 people in that test group of, you know, all age ranges, all lifestyle, different ethnicities, all kinds of different people, to see what will this do. And every single person, without exception, had wonderful and very positive results. And you know, the great thing about it is that for people that want to start managing their weight more, they want to lose weight, they want to feel healthier, which is most of the population these days. You know, we're seeing an incredible rise in type 2 diabetes, in, you know, things that, even in children now, which is very scary. And so one of the things that's great about this is it's not just a weight management program, but it goes to the source of why is this body so out of balance. And it addresses it at the source. Not just, this is great, you're going to lose weight, but if you go back to what you're doing, you're going to put it all on again. This is really about addressing the cause of what's causing that weight loss in the first place. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because I've watched the results, no matter what people are doing in their lives.
And do they have to be, they like with anything with weight loss, are these people who've got any sort of, are they active people?
Across the board.
Yeah.
Across the board. We had people who'd never exercised. I mean, I'm thinking of one guy in particular, hugely obese. I mean, he was a very, very large man, and I'm not exaggerating. He was a very large man. He spent his whole day sitting on a seat behind a camera. And he basically lived on hamburgers and chips. He never exercised. He just had that lifestyle, right? And when he started this, he didn't change anything. Mind you, as he started losing weight and feeling better and feeling healthier, he actually started making different choices. Not from, oh, I should do this, but it's just naturally started happening. And I mean, he looks amazing now. He's still a very big man, but nothing like, he's got light in his eyes, you know, he's got energy, he's happy, it's wonderful to see those changes.
Has he changed his job?
No, he hasn't changed his job. Yeah. Yeah. Great questions. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to know?
Yeah, could you explain how these products affect the hormones and maybe even the DNA and the systems in the body? You talked about getting to the core problem, why people are
Okay.
overweight.
Uh-huh.
How does this change
Okay,
that?
great. All right. So this program works on a number of different areas. So it's got a few different targets when we talk about, what's causing the excess weight, what's causing these things to happen. And a key component of that is imbalance in the hormonal system, which stems originally from nutritional deficiency. So we start from the bottom up. The key pieces of that picture are insulin and blood sugar problems. They are what I said, the hormone imbalance, and also how your body metabolizes food. The more weight we carry, the slower your metabolism becomes. It's just physiologically, it's what happens. So the first thing this does is it speeds up your metabolism to the point where it should be functioning at a healthy level, which means that your body's able to break down the fat quicker, it's able to get rid of toxic buildup in your body faster and more efficiently, it's able to absorb nutrients more efficiently, etc., etc. So all the things that go on inside the body happen more effectively and efficiently. So that's the first thing it does. It speeds up your body's metabolism. Second thing is that every time we eat something, our bodies produce glucose that gets spiked into our blood, and that's what gives us energy. However, the more out of balance we are, the more that happens when it's not supposed to, and the more out of balance that gets. And so what this program does is it brings all that back into balance. So without going into the whole physiology of it, that's kind of the overall picture. And then the other piece is the hormone piece. So there are different ingredients in here that activate what we call enzymes in the body. And these are the little spark pluggy things that make all the hormones work and do their job and all of that. And so the different compounds in here work with the enzymes in the body that are affecting the hormones. So there's also a couple of things in the Beline product that increase certain hormones. So as the body gets bigger, puts on more and more weight, we start getting deficient in two major hormones. One's called leptin, the other's called adiponectin. So there's some ingredients in here that increase your levels of leptin, increase your levels of adiponectin in your body. And what that does is it shrinks your fat cells, because the bigger we get, the bigger it's like fat cells grow like this. The bigger we are, the bigger our fat cells are. And so it shrinks the fat cells, allows those cells to start functioning properly, because the bigger they are, the harder it is for them to breathe and to do all the things they're meant to do. The hormones are what keep them working properly. So by increasing those hormones, it keeps that whole system flowing the way it should be flowing. There's also some other pieces like leptin. One of the things leptin does is that it signals the brain to say, oh, I've had enough. Don't eat anymore, sorry, I'm not hungry now. For most of us, that doesn't work. Like Michael was saying the other day, how often have you had a big meal, you're really stuffed, and like 10 minutes later you're opening the fridge door going, what is there to eat? Most people have had that experience, right? Yeah. That's because the signaling thing isn't working properly. So we need to get that spark going, and that's one of the things that this does. And then the last piece, and there's a lot more I could go into, but the last major piece is how your body actually breaks down carbohydrates. And for most people, it does it way too fast, which means it spikes way too much sugar, which turns into fat, which ends up like that. And so what these do is it slows that breakdown process so that your body gets energy over time rather than these huge spikes that are actually stressing your liver and all kinds of other parts of your body. So there's lots of different ways that it targets what's actually going on in the body. Why am I overweight? What is happening here? And how can I bring that back into balance? Which is why we're seeing all of the people that so far have been on the test program, none of them have gained that weight back. And I think it's because we're addressing the core issue.
And you're saying there's ingredients in there that do those things, they're all food source.
They're all food,
yeah.
yes. Yes. Yeah, they're all food. There's a lot of different, weight loss programs on the market. It's big business right now because people know they have to lose weight to be healthy. But I've never seen anything like this because you can lose weight, but for most people, and I've worked with so many people who have been on program after program after program, it's stressful, people feel it's hard to keep going, people lose their energy, it's just like it becomes too hard. Whereas this, people are energized, they're happy, they want to keep going, they have energy. It's just such a different picture.
Well, folks, we are at the top of the hour. This was only planned for 30 minutes, so we have gone over. Thank you for your time. We will be here if you have more questions or if you want to get started or if there's anything we can do. So feel free to hang around. We will do this again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Feel free to send people along right here. And then Wednesday night at the Novotel downtown at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock start, we're going to do a 2-hour or a full presentation. So feel free to come back. Hopefully by then, you might even told a few people, bring them along, whether you're interested in the products or the building a business for yourself with our help, or both. Please do feel free, and again, we'll be around for a while, so don't rush off. Thank you.
Can I just interrupt before you can?
Yeah.
Did you talk about the Got My Three?
Yeah.
You know,
did. Okay,
yeah.
good.